Hello and welcome to How the Blank by What the Blank Entertainment, and this is How the KariKariTyTy.
Moment time.
This is already a train wreck.
Yeah, really though. So this is our friend Tyson. You have seen his work, but you haven't seen him. And so he does a lot of editing for us, and he's been an actor for us a few times, and he does a lot of fun stuff for us. So,
How does it feel to be on this side of the couch?
You know, it's a different experience, but I am glad to be here. And as for the editor thing, I know I've been more of a part-time editor right now because until very recently, I have had a different job that I finally have been able to leave. So hopefully I will be able to do a lot more editing for these guys. Jackson has been actually doing a lot of the editing for the podcasts, and I have done what I can where I can. But like I said, now that that's not in the way, I can work on that a lot more.
yeah.
I don't think it's picking up Tyson at all.
It's picking him up. I can boost his volume.
Okay.
That's okay. I can boost it.
What is your most wild experience being our editor?
Yeah.
My most wild experience, jeez.
Because you do a lot more than the podcast.
Yeah, honestly, I've edited the skits. I'm the one that did the video side of I do a lot, mostly video. He does audio. I don't know what I'm doing with audio. But I have done a lot of the intros and outros and stuff with the music that he has provided. I look like I'm gesturing to you. I'm gesturing to him.
No, Braxton doesn't do anything around here.
Yeah, it's all Braxton. It's the Braxton show. The diva.
The Braxton Show. That should be a new skit.
Yeah, new skit.
No,
Hey, I get the most views, just saying.
Sure, buddy. Honestly, every episode has its own wild and funny moment, and I like to capitalize on those. I don't know that I've ever had a particular one moment that stands out to me immediately. It's always like a different thing. There are some jokes that we've made that dance around the edge, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know if we can say that, but I'll put it in anyway.
That's what makes it fun.
But yeah, so I don't know that I've had one particular moment, to be honest. They're all kind of fun.
One of my favorites, I would say, would be the St. Patrick's Day episode. Like all the memes that you put on that one was great, especially like roasting me, because I was roasted so much in the St. Patrick's Day episode, and it was great, like, because it was done tastefully and funny, like me running from all the comments because I kept not confusing, but I was like, oh, Ireland and Scotland are the same, and it's like everyone in the audience,
Run.
You're gonna have a war on your hands.
I know.
Yeah.
They poke me with a stick and say, "Do the funny."
Do the fun.
do it. Everybody poking me.
I don't want to touch that.
Am I that bad today? Dang.
So, besides being like my best friend and stuff, like, what is your like favorite part, or how do you think you were fully introduced to the company?
So I was introduced to the company when we started doing Edward Tulane with Provost Funeral Homes. I think it was Heber Valley Funeral Home, wasn't it? And the person that they were initially going to have do the Traveler, I say they, we, the person that we were going to have do the Traveler had something come up, had a conflict, couldn't do it. And you guys were initially going to have me do the Traveler, and then I think it was you guys talked and said, well, why don't we switch Katarina to doing the Traveler and have me do Edward? And so uh, I I thought it was just voice acting because I was looking at getting into voice acting, and I was like, well, this is a perfect place to start. And then it turned out I was going to be behind the rabbit, and I talked about this in a post interview for Edward Tulane. I thought we were doing it for an actual funeral, and I was like, I'm honored. It's kind of weird, but you know what? If that's what the family wants, I'll do it. And then they were like, no, no, no. We're
gosh.
just doing the performance there. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, like our side of it, like things just kept falling. Like we talked about in the Edward Tulane episode that things just kept falling apart for that show. And literally, Brandon calls me and is like, "The Traveler quit," and I was like, "Oh, the Traveler quit? Okay, let's figure things out." And what's funny is Tyson was at my house playing video games, and I was like, "Hey Tyson, you like to act, right? Like we've done acting together." And you're like, "Yeah."
I was like, golly, I miss it. I miss it. I want to do it again.
And you're like, "Yeah, why are you asking me?" And I was like, "Do you want to do a show about a ceramic rabbit?" And you're like, "Okay." and we pretty much told you the premise, and you were like full force, like you wanted to do it, and so like it was great having you on in it, and it was just crazy all the things that happened in that show. You got injured, other people got injured.
I remember the first time we brought Ty to the funeral home and we pulled up. I was riding with him in his car and he said, "Oh, this really is a funeral." I thought you were joking.
That's how I was too. When I pulled up, I was like, "Wait a minute, this is an actual funeral home." It was so shocking. It was a good experience, though.
The injury was that I was living with my aunt, and there was a small space in between the bathroom door and the carpet, and I'm not entirely sure how I pulled this off, but I managed to stub my pinky toe so bad that we're pretty sure I broke it. It was purple for a month.
Wow.
It was very fun for me.
That sucks.
And he came into rehearsal limping, and we were like, "What did you do?" Like did he text you or did he text me?
I didn't know about it until he got there.
Okay, so he texted me. It's like, "Hey, I might have injured myself. Just warning you." And I was like, "Badly?" He's like, "No, I'm fine." As he like limps in, and I was like, "Yeah, you'll be fine, huh?" Like, because he didn't walk for that whole rehearsal, and so we had to like redo stuff around it, and we were like, oh. And then the day of opening night, or was it opening night? What?
No,
When did
he was healed by opening night.
Yeah, I was
no the thumb. When did
That was opening night.
that was
Yeah.
opening
my
night?
gosh.
We had another injury, and then I got my back hurt in the middle of it. Like
Blew your
it
back
was
out.
It was just like such like injury heavy show for how small of a cast we had.
Not to mention, we had some hilarious moments. One of my favorites is in the scene where Edward is between life and death in one performance. I think you guys know exactly where I'm going with this. We accidentally put the wings on upside down, and we had to power through that in our heads. We're going, don't break, don't break, don't break. Just keep going, just keep going.
That was during performance?
Yes.
It was during opening night.
Oh my gosh.
Put his wings on backwards. He's flying down to hell.
Now I know where they really want to send me.
Yeah. So yeah, we had that fun Edward experience, and then we had the idea for the podcast, right? And I knew that you liked editing some stuff, and that you worked on editing both in high school and then post high school stuff. So like I was interested in seeing like what your thought was, and you were like, "Heck yeah, I'm doing this!" Like you were like, Give me the reins. I'll edit the Christmas episode. Give me all you can." And
Absolutely. And I was going to say, just so everyone knows, I don't really have a whole lot of training. I did a little bit of like editing stuff in high school, like you mentioned, but not a whole lot. I don't have really any training, which is why we've made the joke in the credits sometimes that I'm in training because I have no experience doing this. But I was already looking at voice acting. I was like, this is something that I could actually end up doing for reals and like enjoy. And so I was all for it. I was like, you know what? Let's try this. This could be really fun. So,
And in your credits, you put KariKariTyTy, and what does that even mean?
so the username that I have comes from every year my family goes up to Montana to have a family reunion on with my dad's side, and me and my older brother and my younger brother, we used to watch the 2000s Digimon movie every time we went up. And so there's a scene in it.
My name is Kari. Kari. And this is my brother. His name is Ty. Ty. Hi, KariKariTyTy.
You gotta understand, this may be a cartoon, but this movie had jokes. And my family calls me Ty Ty, so I was like, this is a great username for me.
Well, and didn't one of your cousins start calling you that? Like that that's why, because like you were watching that with him and he was like, "Oh, you're KariKariTyTy." He had this like light bulb moment of like, "You're that person."
Yeah, I think it was. And so that's why I was like, you know what? I am going to make this my username because I think it's fitting. I think it's very... So I wanted to edit and voice act kind of under that username. Hope that I will continue to be able to do that for the duration of my career.
So there is something we wanted to talk to you about, actually.
Oh, is there?
No,
You're fired. Just kidding.
He's like, about that, we got a cease and desist.
we have
Digimon said no.
yeah. So yeah, let's kind of go over just a few more things before we end. But what are things that you are excited for, hoping for, to kind of come from your experience with What the Blank, and what's your thoughts of What the Blank as a company?
So, another part of the unpaid or the in training joke is that right now we don't have the funds behind us to pay me yet, and honestly I'm okay with that. Most people wouldn't be, but because I have absolutely no training, this gives me the opportunity to say, hey, I have this experience and start doing other editing jobs, and I am potentially looking, so hit me up. I'm just gonna inject myself there, but I'm hoping that I can get started with developing not just my acting, but my voice acting, my editing, and this company, especially with our goal to help people develop their creative talents, is a perfect way to do that. Plus, I get to hang out with these guys, which is usually pretty fun.
I don't know. We don't want to hang out with
Yeah, they were like,
No.
we
Ew,
have to
this
deal with
guy.
him again.
We don't
Him and
pay
his
you for a
moods.
reason, Ty.
Yeah, great.
We have you in the editing studio, man.
They've got me locked in the editor's goblin basement.
the editor's dungeon.
Yeah.
But subscribe for more editing with Tyson in the dungeon.
Master has given Dobby a sock.
What? I didn't...
Master has presented Dobby with clothes. Dobby is free.
You've been paid for all your help with acting, though. It's just the editing that you're volunteering.
Yeah, we paid you with Edward.
Yeah, they did pay me with Edward.
Don't make us sound like a slave company.
they did pay me for Edward, but I've been willing to do the editing without needing to be paid. On top of that, I've got another thing going now that's gonna help me have more time to do this, as well as do the other job that I have now, so that's gonna be very helpful. As for the company itself, I don't know what's in our future. I hope that we get a lot of people that we can help develop and I can help edit for. And like I said, I've done acting for a long time. He's done it even longer, so helping develop those is always fun. I don't know anything about audio. I'm gonna leave that to that guy, but I hope to learn
My
a couple
job.
things along the way.
Yep.
But whatever happens, I have decided that this sounds like it would be super fun and it would be a great way to develop my talents. So whatever comes, I think I'm gonna stick around. I think I'm gonna see where this goes.
Yeah. And we got the Kim project coming up,
We do.
right? And you're helping out with that. And we're excited for that, right? It's gonna be a lot of fun. We start in June, right? End of June and go till the end of July, right? And
The very last day.
yeah. And but we're excited, right? We're excited to go forward, help people attribute their talents and learn through connection, energy, and movement. So we're excited to do all this. And thanks for coming on the podcast, TyTy.
Yeah.
It's been fun having you here.
Yeah.
I can see Brandon's afraid of us because he's all the way over there, but that's okay. I'm a scary guy.
Well, dude, we're excited to have you part of the team and at least help us out with projects. So
Yeah.
it's been a huge help because I don't have to do as much editing anymore, which has actually been a huge help for me and the company itself because now we have more of a team.
He says that, and he hasn't edited anything for season 2. This is the laziest editor you'll ever hire. We don't pay him
We're
either.
just gonna start crapping on the editors here, you know.
Now, Jackson's actually made more money than all of us.
That is 100% fact. That's why I do audio, not video.
Yeah, well, thanks for watching. Thanks for coming on. And if you want to follow Tyson on his socials, are you under KariKariTyTy or what?
Go and plug that in.
Are you
Generally,
social?
I am. I still have a few socials that I'm setting up for that
Antisocial.
actual like voice acting and editing and stuff. So I'm working on building that up. But yeah, you can usually find me under KariKariTyTy.
Sweet. Yeah, and if you want to follow us for more How the Blank and What the Blank content, go to Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Spotify.
And YouTube.
And YouTube.
Yep. And you'll find us everywhere. And we have a new website. It's called whattheblink.org. So just have to plug that in there as well. So.
And if you want to contact me, you can always go to KariKariTyTy at outlook.com and shoot me an email. And if you have something that you're interested in having me do, I am willing to look into it.
Yeah.
Let's get his social security in here too.
Yeah, let's see. Credit card number, mother's maiden name.
You need my pen to use it.
Thanks for joining us, guys. Have a great day. Bye.
I suppose you want me to go too, huh? Fine.